Hello everybody and welcome to another card evaluation. Today we're talking about the Ancient Shieldbearer, another revealed card from the expansion Whispers of the Old Gods. So this is a very interesting card in my opinion, so let's talk about it. It's a Warrior-Minion, 6/6, rare for 7 mana, with the battle cry effect that if your Satoon has at least 10 attack, gain 10 armor. So, what I was thinking about, the first thought was, hey, come on, this is the Whispers of the Old Gods variation from the Shield Maiden, which is a 6 mana drop that is 5/5 and gives you +5 armor but without restrictions. So, the last time we were talking about the Cluxy Amber Weaver, or Amber Weaver, and we just found out that this 4 mana cost minion has a very decent chance to get its effect out on turn 4, which was also if your Satoon has at least 10 attack, but that was that the minion got +5 durability, or +5 health. And yeah, so by now we can say it's a 7 mana drop, the Shieldbearer, and Satoon just has to have 10 attack. So it's very, very possible that you will get out the 10 armor battle cry effect without thinking too much about how to curve out completely correct your not your spells but your minions to buff Satoon. So what we just have to see, we take a look at this card under the restriction that we get out the battle cry effect, and to see if it is a card that has value. So first of all, 6/6 for 7 mana is not really good, just looking at the body. So the question is 10 armor worth, or not worth, but is 10 armor a strong enough effect to make this card valuable or even better? So you could say decent stats for this card would be 7/8 if it is a 7 mana drop. You can compare this, if you don't know where this is coming from, with a Chillwind Yeti, which has a very good decent body. It's a 4/5 neutral minion for 4 mana. And this is just giving you the option of thinking about how a good value card should look like, just according to the body, not according to the effect, but according to the body. And yeah, Shieldbearer doesn't fit this test, the vanilla test you can call this. And yeah, the battle cry effect for 10 armor is double the effect from Shield Maiden. So you could say the effect from Ancient Shieldbearer is the effect that you also have when you play double Shield Maiden or double Shield Block, just without drawing a card. And I would say, if this card would just have had, if your Satoon has at least 10 attack, gain 5 armor, even then this card would be valuable, because the armor is just strong and it's just heavy. The question is just, that was my point. 10 armor seems or sounds very, very good, and it's a lot, of course. I mean, there's no other card in this game that gives you 10 mana in one card. Only if you think about doing some crazy stuff with blacksmith, armorsmith? No, yeah, the warrior card, the 1/4 drop that gives for every damage one of your minions receives 1 armor. That is comparable to this, but even if you have a full board and do 1 whirlwind effect, this Smith just gives you 7 armor. and the Ancient Shieldbearer just gives you 3 armor more. So basically, just said from the stats, the Ancient Shieldbearer is, just without calculating this for you, but it is really valuable. Really valuable. If you play this twice in your deck and you can get this out 2 turns in a row, that's just 20 armor, or you can brand that out, that's 40 armor, that's just ridiculous. The question is just, isn't this card too slow to play? And for that we just take a look at the 7 drops that Warrior currently has. And just to be honest, when I looked that up, I was so, on the one point, so sad, because there is only one real 7 drop that Warrior currently plays, and that is only Control Warrior. No, you can say 2, but one is falling out. That's the Dr. Boom, but Dr. Boom is almost in every deck. But one Warrior only, or one Warrior specific card, even if it's a neutral, is the Baron Geddon. Baron Geddon is more or less the only card that Warrior has that is played, and that is a valuable 7 drop, and only if it fits the restrictions. So by now Baron Geddon is BGHable, Ancient Shieldbearer isn't BGHable. Baron Geddon has 5 HP, Ancient Shieldbearer has 6 HP, and Ancient Shieldbearer has its value just when you play it out. Okay, if you manage to not do complete, not bullshit, but if you just, yeah, you have to manage to get out 2 Beckoners of Evil, for example, or the new card which we also are talking about in our other evaluation, which you can see also on the list, which is Satum's Servant, which also gives +2/+2 and is a 4 drop. Yeah, so you could say 90%, yeah, even more than 90%, I would say it is very likely that Saturn has 10 attack and Ancient Shieldbearer can get out its Battlecry effect. So I would say the restriction that this Battlecry effect has is very likely to fulfill if you just didn't have a super bad draw. So I would say Ancient Shieldbearer has more value and is a safer card than Baron Geddon. Okay, it doesn't give you the opportunity to kick out all of the small cards that your enemy has, but let's just be serious. What is your biggest problem as Warrior? When you play Warrior, your real problem is that you just don't have the option to survive long enough to get out your late game when you get aggroed or mid-ranged or stuff like this. Ancient Shieldbearer is a card that you point out at turn 6 maybe, when you can coin it out, and then you have armor. You could even say when you could also say, not even, you could also say when you have for example an aggro deck against you and you fall down to maybe below 10 HP. That is also not unlikely when you play against an aggro deck and you are in turn 6. I mean, just remember all that aggro shamans that were just bursting you down in 4 or 5 turns. So it is very likely that you fall so low, and just giving you a health boost is so intense and so good that that you just want it and you just need it. And you just remember, or not remember, just imagine that when you are so low, you don't want to play a Baron Geddon, because Baron Geddon just damages yourself too. You just want to survive, because most of the times you manage to deal with the board, and then your enemy has some finishing blow spells like whatever, double crackle, double lava burst, or doom hammer in combination with rock biter weapon, or Reno lock stuff, Zoo lock with demon, yeah, with the 5/7 charge, stuff like this. So yeah, Ancient Shieldbearer gives you what you need. The option to survive long enough to get your control out. So Ancient Shieldbearer may not be the super perfect choice for playing control against control, but it's also a very strong card in that matchup because it is a card that has value. So yeah, we can really say that Blizzard is pushing control or mid-ranged orientated meta with the new expansion, and they're doing this correct. They're doing this correct because it's not like as in TJT when they wanted to do counter aggro. They're just saying, okay, we're just doing really crazy control stuff. And Ancient Bearer is a good card that you can play twice because it's not a legendary, you don't have to build a deck around it. And it is just giving you what you want, the survivability to deal with the deck and to get your play out. So definitely Ancient Shieldbearer is a card that goes to the better cards of this expansion. I can say this even by now. If this card is one of the the better, sorry, that's the German thinking about here. It's not one of the worst cards in this expansion, and if it is, then we can expect really crazy stuff cards to come up. But Ancient Shieldbearer is definitely a card that Warrior will be so happy about, and maybe I can also be able to play Control Warrior too, but for example, I don't have a Baron Geddon right now, and I should craft it, and I'm honest, I would pick an Ancient Shieldbearer into it, because it's just a really good choice, and not a tech choice, really. I would even say this is an almost must-have in Control Warrior. Maybe not in Patron, but in Control. So that's it for this card. I hope you also watch my other card evaluation videos. I hope to see you again in the next video. Stay tuned for more, and don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. Bye!